guys, welcome to Crafting with the Crafty Chick. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're crafting along with me. I am doing another Valentine's Day project, and this is a Valentine Treat Box, and this is a Crafty Chick original, meaning the design and the project itself is my original idea and creation. So, just another fun thing to make really quick for Valentine's Day to give away to our loved ones or a friend or a coworker or whoever. This box will house 3 of the Hershey nuggets, and so and you can get a whole bag of nuggets. I mean, you can make several of these, and you will have a little bit. I mean, if you stack them in here, you'll have a little bit of a gap at the top. And I did do the Hershey wraps, as I call them, and those are, the strips are 1 inch by 3, and then I just wrap it around and secure them with glue dots on the back side. So just a little extra. You don't have to, but I like to wrap them and make them look pretty. And this was a lot of fun to make. Uses several Stampin' Up! Projects, and I want to tell you, if you go to make this box, or when you make any box really, it's best to use thick Whisper White. Stampin' Up! Now has gone to a new white because our Whisper White paper mill has shut down due to COVID-19. So that left them scrambling to find another supplier, which they have found, and they call that Basic White. So I don't currently have the Basic White yet. I'm trying to use up all of my Whisper White before I transition to the Basic White. But I'm hearing lots of good things about the Basic White. One of the biggest things I'm hearing is, for some people, they say our Whisper White has more of a yellowish tinge when you stamp on it, and the Basic White is a whiter white, almost like a bluer white type, if you know that color, what I'm talking about. But people seem to like it a lot better and says it shows color better. So I'm anxious to try that out for myself when I deplete my Whisper White stock from my supply. And I will be getting the Basic White, and when that happens, I will do a comparison for you guys and do just a quick video so we can see if there's any difference, or any noticeable difference, I should say. So anyway, so this is, when you're doing a box, thick Whisper White or a thicker cardstock really does help in maintaining the integrity of your box and keeping it together, and it's a lot easier to put together even. You have less tearing or breakage. And so I really do like the thicker cardstocks for making my boxes and treat bags. Now the white panels that I have that are embossed on the front and the sides and the back, those are just regular white Whisper White cardstock. So really cute, fun project. And I was thinking you can even do these like a stocking stuffer for Christmas time even, and just do a Christmas theme. I don't know what you can put in it. I'm not sure if the mono glue, the lid sticks out just a tad too much. But you put chapstick, or, you know, any money, any little things, I think would work in here. So, but, yeah, thick Whisper White for the box, and then I have a mat of real red, and then the Whisper White embossed panels, and I will go over what I used and show you exactly what I used. So the box is super easy, and so I'll just pull out my sample here really quick that I've already done up to show you guys how to put together the project. So let me move these out of the way here, off to the side. Okay, so you have your Whisper White piece, and this is 6 inches by 6 inches. And so when you're going to do some scoring, either with your paper trimmer or your scoreboard, whichever you have, and you're going to make several score lines. So you're going to score, I'm just trying to look here, so this way. Okay, so the first score line you would be making is at 1 3/4, and then you're going to make another one at 2 3/4, 4 1/2, and then 5 1/2. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn and you're going to score at 1 inch and 5 inches, depending on either this is 1 inch, 5 inch, depending on if you're using your paper trimmer or your scoreboard, then this would be 1 inch, 5 inch. You guys get the idea. And so this is basically what makes your box, and I'll go over steps by steps where we need to cut off and things like that to assemble our box. And then we're going to, so we have the real red mats, and I've done that for all 4 sides of the box as well as the embossed pieces. And so let me bring in my notes here so I can explain this a little bit to you before we start showing the products, what we used, and then start assembly for our project. And so again, when I do layers, so you have your base, and then the real red mat would be the first layer. And so for layer 1, it's the real red mat, which is the front and the back of your box. And so those pieces are 1.5 by 3 13/16. And then the layer 2 would be this embossed piece. And so those are going to be for the front and the back of your box at 1 3/8 by 3 11/16. And then the third layer, which is going to be the sides of your box, and I wrote down sides so you guys know that's the side. And the real red mat is 13/16 7 inch by 3 13/16 7 inch. And that's for the real red mat. And then you have layer 4, which would be your embossed piece. It's 3/8 of an inch by 3 11/16. And so the box size is, I'm measuring here, 1 3/4, and then this is 4 inches long, and then it's 1 inch wide. So if that gives you an idea, that can come into play if you're looking to what you can put in here. But like I said, 3 of the Hershey Nuggets fits perfectly, which is a little bit of a gap at the top. Okay, so I hope those instructions are pretty clear. So I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. I'll bring this back in at the end of the video for your notes, and so you guys can make these. So I'm just going to show you what products I used here really quick. Okay, so all of these items are in our annual catalog. And so the Heartfelt stamp set, this is a bundle that has a heart punch pack. So you get 2 heart punches that come with this. And so one will punch out a scallop heart, and then the other one just punches out just your regular heart shape. Okay, so on our box, I used 1 punch for the scallop heart, and then the other one for just the regular heart, using that punch pack. And so this stamp set coordinates with this punch pack, and the stamp that I used on this one is just Happy Valentine's Day. And I stamped that in real red on Whisper White. And so these are both in our annual catalog. Okay. Put those off to the side, and then I use the Be Mine stitched framelits, and I will show you where those are in the catalog as well. So on my project, I have these 2 little pink hearts that are on the front of my box, as well as, now I do have the other 2 Hershey Nuggets in here, but I also have this pink heart as well, and that is from this die cut. From this die, it can die cut multiple hearts at once. And so I just run that through my Big Shot on Blushing Bride, and use several of the cutouts to put on my box and on my Hershey Nuggets. Okay. And then for our embossing, I used the Parisian, I think it's called, Parisian Flourish 3D embossing folder. And this also is in our annual catalog as well. It is a lot thicker than your standard regular embossing folder. So you need to refer to your machine, your die cutting machine, for the instruction on the plates and the setup on how you would use that. But I just love these flourishes and swirls, and so that's what I use to emboss the white panels on our box. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the catalog in here. And then the ribbon that I had used, I love this satin ribbon. It's just so pretty, and it does have stitching on it. And so this is Stampin' Up's Real Red. And this is in our annual catalog as well. And it is on page 161. So it's a double stitch satin ribbon. And you get 10 yards for $7.50. I've used this ribbon a lot on, for the holiday, Christmas. I used it on some projects from that. And then the Valentine's, it's just really, really a nice ribbon, tied beautifully. So we're using that. And then I want to come in, I want to share a tip with you guys. But I want to show you first, in our annual catalog on page 182, the Stitch Be Mine framelits, the one that cuts out a bunch of little hearts is this one right here. So those are what I used as well. But I want to share with you this little tip some of you may not know. If you know the name of a stamp set, and you're not sure where it is in the catalog, and you don't want to flip through every single page trying to find it, you can go back to the back of your catalog, and we have an index, a stamp set index that are in alphabetical order. And so the name of my stamp set is called Heartfelt, and so I want to go in alphabetical order over to the H's, and there's Heartfelt. And so you can go across and it will tell you what page it's on. So this is page 75. So then you can go to page 75 of your catalog, and there it is. So just a quick, easy reference too. Great to have that in the back of our catalog. So loving that because I use that a lot. And they also have one for the accessories index too. So like if you're looking for enamel dots or embossing folders, and tell you what page they are on, vellum, pencils, stamp cases, all of those. So pretty cool. Use this a lot too. Okay, so now I think we are ready to start assembling our project. And so you're going to need your glue or your adhesive, whatever you use, and then mini dimensionals and regular dimensionals is what you're going to need for this project. Okay, and a bone folder and scissors. You will need that. Alright, so now we're ready to get started. Okay, so we're going to start with our 6x6 Whisper White piece. This is our box base, and so on all the score line, what you want to do is crease those down. This is thicker, so you want to go over it with your bone folder to really get those score lines sharpened. And we're going to do that for all of our score lines. Okay, and then you want to do the ones across the top and the bottom on the other side as well. Okay, and then once you have that done, we're going to have some cuts we need to make here. And so you have, I'm going to see if my camera can focus, these score lines here, like these little square tabs, you're going to want to cut along those score lines up to this intersecting score line. And then once we've done that, we're going to do our wedge cuts. Okay, and then you have, on your skinny rectangle side here, we're going to cut away this whole bottom square, because we do not need that. So basically, you should have 4 tabs down here at the bottom of your box, and then one missing down here in the corner. And again, you want to make sure it's on the long rectangle side, skinny rectangle side. And I'm going to turn it around, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut away that corner, and then we're going to cut up to make our tabs up to that intersecting score line. I love making gift packaging, whether it's boxes or gift bags. I just recently made a couple of gift bags for a friend, and oh, they turned out so cute. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I like the wedge cut or angle, slant, whatever you guys call it. I like doing wedge cuts on the edges of my, this part will go inside the box, you won't see, but it just makes for a cleaner look and easy to tuck in. Okay, so kind of like, you know, you have your slants here. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this around. Before we actually assemble our box, we want to adhere these pieces onto our box, and then we can put together our box. So I'm going to pull all of these out. Okay, this ribbon is so pretty. Love this ribbon. But we don't need that right now. So you have your front and your back real red mats, and then your front and back embossed mat. And same thing, your real red mats and embossed pieces for the sides of your box. So we're going to go ahead and glue these down to one another. Now, because these are embossed, so embossed means that for dry embossing, as they call this, your images are raised. And so when you're gluing these down, you don't want to push too much on this, because you'll make your raised image kind of go inward or indented. I'm not sure what they call that, but so you want to be very delicate when you're attaching an embossed piece to another piece of paper. Go ahead and attach this to our real red mat, and this is going to be for the front of our box. And so I'm just very gently pushing that down to secure that whisper white piece to our real red mat. I'm going to do the same thing with these other pieces here. You do want to leave that red border all the way around on four sides. It provides a nice contrast. When you have it on your box, you've got some separation between this white and this white to have that red border all the way around. And same thing on these. You want to leave that red border showing through. Okay. And then we're going to attach the last one. And I love this glue, because if you don't have it in place and you need to reposition, you've got a little wiggle room there before it's permanently bonded. Okay. Okay. And then what we can do while we're waiting for these pieces to completely dry is we can go ahead and attach our Happy Valentine's Day piece to our red heart. And so this is real red, and I went over around the outer edges of the scallop heart with Wink of Stella. And you don't want to put the dimensionals on this piece, because you want to make sure that you can't see them from the other side. So when I just did 3 on that one. Okay, and then we're going to attach this to our scallop piece. And you do want to make sure you have that beautiful sparkly scallop showing through. Okay. Alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue down our mats to our boxes. So we're going to do that now with your liquid glue or whatever your choice of adhesive is. And again, make sure you leave that white border from your box all the way around on 4 sides too. Okay, and last one. I'm going to give those a minute to permanently bond with the box. And again, take care not to push too hard on your embossed pieces. And I just realized I don't have my little heart cut out, so I'll be right back. I have this little box of all these die cuts and things that I keep on my desk usually. So if I'm working on a project and I have extra pieces or I change my mind because I don't like the way something looks, then I throw them in these little boxes. And so I really need to do something with this because it's getting quite full. So what I normally do is I will go through, if I don't have anything else I'm working on, I will go through and just dig through and see what I can make with the stuff that's in my little box here. I just emptied this before Thanksgiving, and a lot of this is Christmas or winter stuff. There's snowflakes and poinsettias, and I need to make stuff with this. Okay, so now I have my little heart cut out, and so I'm going to go ahead and attach those. So on the heart, there's a big heart here and a big heart here. So that is where I place my pink cutout heart. And I use the mini dimensionals and just put one on the back of each heart. And then we go ahead and put that on our heart now. Okay, so now our heart is ready, and then Wink of Stella, I just do a little quick swipe of the Wink of Stella over the pink heart. Matches the sparkle on our scallop, on our heart scallop. Okay, and so now we have our, excuse me, sparkly heart. Okay, so this should be dry and ready to go now. Okay, so what we're going to do for this one, so I'm just going to show you really quick and then we'll go through step by step on how to do this. So the first step you want to do is your long skinny rectangle. You're going to take that and you're going to fold it in. So what I would recommend, because this is such a thick cardstock, I would recommend using a high tack adhesive, whether it's score tape or tear tape or a high tack runner adhesive. And so what you do is you would put that on there, and then you would bring in this part of your box and you're going to line this end up with that skinny rectangle, and then that's going to bind those two ends together. So I'm going to go ahead and use my old high tack adhesive from Stampin' Up. This is my last one. And so I'm going to flip this back over so my long skinny rectangle is inside, and I'm going to bring this and attach this end to this end. Sorry. There we go. And I just try to do one corner at a time and then make sure it's lined up, and when you got it where you want it, go ahead and press that down. And so now that makes your box. Okay? And then what we're going to do is you pick which end is the top and which end to the bottom, it doesn't really matter, other than you're going to glue one side down. The other is not going to be glued down. It's just going to be held closed with our ribbon. So you need to decide which one is going to be your bottom. So I think I'm going to make this one my bottom of my box. So I'm taking the side tabs in, and I'm going to fold those in, and then I'm going to put, you want to see which one looks better. Okay, I'm going to put glue on this flap, and then I'm going to glue that down. Now you could flare out the other side so you can have this flush flat. So I'm going to hold that in place for just a few seconds so that that binds. And then I'm going to put glue on this flap and bring this one in to glue that down. And hold that there. If you don't want to hold it, you can flip it upside down and press down on it. And then you can take your bone folder and just run it along the inside of your box to really make sure you've got that good adhesion going. Okay, so there is your box. And so at this point, if you have nuggets, this would be when you would want to put them in. And so I'm going to go ahead and slide. My other two are in my other box, but so you can see that nugget is in there. And again, if you wanted to do Hershey nugget, the wrap is 1 inch by 3. And so you would secure it with glue dots and then have your little sparkly heart or whatever you want to put on there. And so this would go inside the box, but because I only have one in there, I'm not going to go ahead. It's really designed to go in this box with the other two. Okay, and then what you want to do, so we're not going to glue or adhere this part because that's going to be held closed with our ribbon. But what we do want to do, oh my goodness, I can't talk today, you guys. You want to just you want to lay out your ribbon, and I just lay it flat against my mat here, and you want to have both your tails kind of meeting up but the same length on both sides. So what you're going to do now is you're going to stand your box up. You're going to hold this lid down in place. Center your ribbon. And then we're going to go ahead and tie this into a bow. And you want to keep one finger underneath to help hold this box lid down. If you guys have an easier way, somebody please let me know. But this is the way that I have done it. You're going to pull that through and pull that tight. And then you're going to go ahead and make your bow. If you do want to try to keep this as tight as you can. And we're going to make our loop here and then come around and make our other loop and then pull that through. And so now you have made your bow. And you can pull if your loops are too big or you want to kind of reposition your tails. You can try to manipulate the ribbon to go the way you want. Okay. There, I think I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to come in and just trim my tails. Grab my ribbon scissors. And yes, I have scissors specifically for ribbon. I'm just going to trim these down. Trim this one a little bit more. And I'm cutting at an angle, which I just overall just like the look. And it helps to keep the ribbon from fraying. Okay. So now your box is closed and secure with whatever your contents are. And if you don't like the way your bow is, you can try to just keep messing with it or pull your loops a little tighter. You can redo it. I mean, it's however, yeah. Okay, and now we're going to take our scalloped heart and we're going to, in the center of your box, you want to just keep it right in the center, but you're going to place 3 dimensionals, and those are going to be attached to your ribbon because when your recipient, whoever you get this to, when you go to open the box, you want to be able to pull the ribbon, and this will slide away with the ribbon. If you attach it to your box, it's just not gonna, that ribbon's not gonna go very far. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 dimensionals, and you can either put them directly on the heart or on the ribbon. I just found it easier for me to do it directly on the heart. Because you want to keep it in the center and straight as much as possible. And peel away the dimensional backing. Okay. And so I'm just looking for kind of the middle of my box, and I'm going to go ahead, all of my dimensionals are in the center, and go ahead and secure that once you have it in place. And so now that is attached to your ribbon. So, and there is your Valentine Treat Box. Isn't that fun, you guys? So I think I have to make some more of these if I'm going to give them to some family members. Because 2 is not enough, and 3 little chocolates is not going to be enough. Anyway, so that is our Valentine Treat Box. I do want to mention really quick that typically at the end of my 4th video, I do a prize giveaway drawing. I'm not going to do that this month because I have a surprise gift for all of my monthly subscribers, kit subscribers, and if you're a part of my group, then you'll be getting a gift next month in your kit, and they will come in a little gift bag that I have made, and so I'm just deciding I'm going to do that, and then we'll see about doing a February prize drawing giveaway, depending on the shipping. I know there's still some delays with shipping, and so I'm hoping that that will kind of sort itself out and will get better. I just don't know when I place the Stampin' Up! Order how long it's going to be before I actually get it, now that the holidays are over, so hopefully we're on the upswing with that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in our dimensions really quick. This is one that's got the nuggets, so I know which one to open first, right? Okay, so here's the dimensions for you, and if anybody has any questions about how to make this or supplies or anything like that, just send me a comment at the end of my video. You guys can leave comments, and I do go back and read those. Like I said earlier in one of my earlier videos, I didn't realize that some of you had left me comments, and so I felt really bad about that. But I'm really trying to stay on top of that on my channel, and I thank you so much for crafting with me, and I look forward to coming up with projects for next month. I know we'll be doing 1 or 2 Easter projects to get us ready for Easter, and so those will be in our kit for next month. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend, wonderful week, wonderful day, and that you're ready to do some crafting and maybe have gotten some inspiration to venture out and start a new craft project. So I thank you so much for joining me. I love you. Bye-bye.